What's the dollar value of this project here? P-17 Alpha, which you're looking after?
It was worth 28,000 crore.
You're the project officer.
I was the project officer.
So now you're doing budgeting, you're doing P&L, you're doing sourcing, procurement, strategic sourcing, man, capital management, planning. क्या क्या कर रहा है यार तू बैठ के?
See, that's the beauty of the armed forces. When you are in force, you just don't do, the core job of yours. You do all the multiple roles that are, which happens inside any organization. Because यहाँ पे ऐसा नहीं होता that you hire separately a CA or you hire a separate, marketing guy or sales guy. It's you only who will look after the entire thing. There are secondary roles which are given to you. There are ADAM roles, there are management roles, there are, HR management roles. That's the beauty of the armed forces. So, being a project officer, you look after everything. You'll have to look after the budgeting, you'll have to look after the P&L, you have to look after the timelines, you'll have to manage the manpower. So, everything is there under your control. So, it's a huge exposure that you get when you are, handling projects of such, enormous importance.
So then, I think it was not just the GRSC, right? Because I remember I was building SSB Kolkata that time.
Yes, correct. We were there. You were commissioning.
I think it was not just the GRSC part. I think because I believe that I was building SSB Kolkata that time,
yes.
Right? So वहाँ पे I think you had another 2-3 shipyards that you were looking after. Titagarh, Shalimar, कुछ.
Correct.
Right.
So all the shipyards which are in the vicinity of West Bengal, including the Kolkata also, like there were shipyard like Shalimar was there, Titagarh shipyard was there, corporate shipyard was there. So they were also being looked after by the warship overseeing team Kolkata only, and the projects which were there like fuel barges, water barges were there. So they were being constructed there, and we were looking after the overseeing part for that also. In fact, there was one of the shipyard which was going into red that time, but it was a very good shipyard. My boss, who happens to be my HOD, he always used to say, yeah, this is one of the, he may be a small shipyard, but one of the best shipyard. The MD and the team who was there, it was very good. He was the project officer for the entire shipyard. So he said, yaar, we'll have to revive the shipyard. Otherwise, we'll lose one of the best of the, resources that we have. So we discussed, we sat on it, where we were going wrong, or where the shipyard was incurring, losses, or where we can do cost cutting. Everything was discussed with the MD of that shipyard. कि आप हमें एक चीज़ बताओ, आप पे क्या क्या एक्सपेंसेस हैं, आपको क्या लगता है कि कहाँ इंप्रूव कर सकते हैं, और आपको क्या लगता है कि कहाँ हम आपकी सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं, सो दैट यू अगेन कम बैक टू ग्रीन. थिंग्स वर हाईलाइटेड. There were issues wherein there were delays happening. Shipyard में it's all about the timelines. The more early you deliver, the more you will be in green. Because आपका जहाँ project delay हुआ, आपका cost बढ़ता चला जाएगा, manpower हो या fixed cost हो, जो भी हो.
When you say red and green, ये red and green क्या है? Overheads and profits.
I'm talking about the P&L only.
अच्छा.
P&L going into red means you are going into negative. P&L going into green means you are going into profit. So it was going into
वो labor cost
yes,
affect करती है.
Yes,
Mandates
it was affecting like anything. Because छोटे projects थे. वाटर बार्जेस थे, फ्यूल बार्जेस थे. छोटे प्रोजेक्ट्स में भी अगर डेडलाइंस हम मीट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, दैट मीन्स समथिंग इज रॉन्ग. सो वी आइडेंटिफाइड ऑल दोज issues which were there. So few issues were with respect to the execution, like the labor issues were there, wherein the timings were not proper. So we highlighted all those things to the MD and we told him to take corrective measures. Second part was the delay in the supply of the few equipment which are coming from the various OEMs, from the country or maybe from the other countries. So uske liye we made a team and we decided ki, look, my boss told me ki, yaar Manish, we'll have to get into it and we'll have to personally tie up with the customs now. Because वहाँ 15 दिन equipment आके रखा हुआ है, एक तो हमारा time loss हुआ, दूसरा हमें वहाँ पे storage charge भी देना पड़ रहा है, तो that will have to reduce. So I personally went to the customs office, met the officer there, asked him what are the challenges there. There were actually no challenges. He said कि यार अगर हम properly plan करेंगे ना तो possible है कि 2 दिन के अंदर आपको equipment deliver हो जाएगा आते ही. And we ensured that. We understood from him कि sir what are the documents that you need so that this equipment which has come to your customs can be handed over to the shipyard. And trust me, mostly all the equipments which were coming from the other OEMs through the customs route were handed over to the shipyard on time. We made sure within a day or within 2 days of time it was handed over. We shrinked all the timelines. Shipyard got revived, and again it came into green, and new projects were awarded to him. So it was also one of the experience, though I was a part of that project, my HOD was handling it, but then for me it was an experience कि यार you have to go on ground, understand कि issue क्या है, root cause क्या है, उसी को आप खत्म कर दो, your things will be sorted.